It's always really weird just before I go live on stream to see the chat just chugging away with like a whole bunch of people just talking and waiting. But it's sort of like before you go on stage in like a theatre show and you know the audience is sort of out there sitting waiting. It's sort of nerve-wracking. Before I start, I have this dancing animation loop playing with a starting soon bit of text, and I don't know, I just do that for like 5 minutes so that people get a chance to arrive before I start so that we can all start together. So people are now arriving and I'm about to start. You ready? Hi, it's me. It's time to do stuff. Good morning. So, I haven't had a coffee, so I have no caffeine, so I'm gonna have to psych myself up with the love of drawing. Yay! I'm putting these polls together for race and genre, character trait and all that stuff, and the last one is weapon of choice, but every time I launch a new one of these polls, they just move so fast, it's like really hard to read. There we go, now it's picked up. That's what it's like trying to read them. I have to try and pick one. Let's go spear. Someone says spear. Okay. Spear. Dildo. I won't put that one in. Sword. Pretty straightforward. Pen. The pen is mightier than the sword. Is the dildo mightier than the pen? Who knows? My god. The stream is over and of course I spilled my Copic markers all over the floor by the end of the stream. So I just spent the last 15 minutes picking them up. I need a break and I need lunch, and then I'm going to come back and do editing. I've made good progress on the edit so far. Basically how this works is wherever I speak, I break it down into a bit of a rough cut edit and, you know, cut up the dialogue in the video there. And then in the drawing bits, I just make sure to remove any really long gaps where I'm not drawing or wherever I'm moving the camera, and then just put it in one long time lapse. And then in post-production, which is now, I record voiceover to go in those bits. So I've recorded voiceover for this section here and this section here, and then I have a spoken bit that I've edited here where I incorporated the interaction with the Twitch chat. And then here in this last bit, we have one long, big spoken bit, which I need to go through and sort of describe the process as I go through it in the video. And then at the very end, we have a bit of a panning shot, which I like to do, which is just filmed on my phone, but I add some smoothing in post-production so it looks nice and elegant and dramatic, especially with the music. And I always like to have a bit of a zoom out at the end to sort of have a slow reveal of the page, so it looks kind of cool. And then anyways, last thing after that is the end voiced bit where I sort of say thank you, la-di-da, and goodbye. Alright, so now I'm going to record the long ass voice bit for that big end drawing session. I sort of scroll through a little bit just to see what order things happen in so I know how to describe it. I start off by doing some basic construction sketching throughout the whole piece, and I start off with really simplistic shapes because the poses in particular for the male in the foreground are a little more complicated. Alright, I'm gonna have to wrap up. I have to head off and take Max to the vet for his immunizations and blah blah blah, but I am done for the day and I've mostly finished the editing, which is good, and I'll nip and tuck that and release it tomorrow, so you'll see that when this vlog goes up pretty much. Question of the day comes from Sarah L, who says, I'm always looking for cool books to read and was wondering if you have read any interesting ones recently or have a favorite all-time book that you would recommend to a book addict like me. Alrighty, where do we get started? I listen to audiobooks. I love audiobooks, and I like fantasy, epic, you know, fiction books, and then I also like entrepreneurial, you know, sort of self-help-ish books. So on the fantasy-esque side, I finished recently Ready Player One, which is awesome. Also would recommend Mistborn and the whatchamacallit, The Way of Kings. The Way of Kings, that series. And then on the entrepreneurial side, I really enjoy Gary Vee's stuff. So The Thank You Economy is the most recent one I listened to, which was really cool. Anyways, thanks for watching, guys, and I'll see you tomorrow.